In this case, it's far left and socialist and communist, unfortunately. One thing I'd say about the polar reversal on NOVA, it does level everybody. This is the problem we have now. In 1859, the way they measure the Earth's magnetic field is in nanoteslas. It used to be gammas, 31.5 something. Now it's down to 29, less than 29. It doesn't have to go to zero when it actually reverses. What I think happens is the information that makes up the matter holds up the field, something like a secondary coil in a magneto, which is used in piston planes, and it creates a real big spark. But it holds the field up, and then it collapses and immediately snaps and reverses. And I think that's what we're facing here, because when they tested the strength of remnant magnetization in lava flows during the reversal, it was like 15,000 gammas or nanoteslas. And so it didn't have to go to zero, it snapped. Okay, so there's several ways to measure energy. Now, this is the date, February 20th, 1958 is when I calculated the height of the Gleisberg cycle was. That was number 135. Now, they had a flare, February 23rd, 1956, that was a solar particle event. It was a minus 850 nanotesla, and it was assumed to be an X17, about there, X15, F17. Let me explain how they measure this stuff. They measure the strength of the Earth's magnetic field at the equator. So you imagine you got the ball, the Earth, then you have a magnetic field around it. When this dust shell hits, and it hits it from 14 to 18, 19,000 miles per second, it pushes and deflates or pushes the magnetic field in towards the Earth. So we now have a weakened Earth's magnetic field, so it's now even more pronounced. So they measure how much the field is depressed by minus nanoteslas. That's how they're doing it. So the bigger that number gets, it means it was a bigger solar flare. So the other way of doing it, how many clear days, they actually call them spotless days of no sunspots during the quiet periods, the solar minimum. So I did from 1860 to 1947, that's when I was born, a total of 6,084 days in total, or the average of 676 average days. Average is the number of days of clear no sunspots, which we assume low activity. But after that Gleisberg cycle, look, went down. This was I can't really say a quiet period, but it was unusual. Average 398 clear days over an entire 11-year cycle. It's reduced by 41%. That means the solar activity has increased. You can't deny it at this point. Something happened during this Gleisberg cycle. Okay, this is where I go through all from solar cycle 21. I couldn't do it earlier because they didn't have the satellites up until now and to this point, and that's when they were really recording it and giving us what their X value is, what they estimated. This is again how many electron volts per square centimeter. And you have to add a bunch of zeros to this. Everything is measured by millions of electron volts, so greater than 10 million electron volts per square centimeter. So this is like saying it's 500 million electron volts per square centimeter. That's a lot.
Listen to
But
these
you watch this
fucking
number
trains.
and you'll be scared, and you should be.
Unbelievable.
Anyway, I measured from, this is where I calculated some maximum was for